everyone, it is Kiara, and today I'm going to be doing my review of the Vampire Academy movie. I saw this movie on its release date, which was February 7th, and I must say, I really enjoyed it. I know, it's surprising. It surprised me. I really did not have high hopes for this movie. The trailers made it look super cheesy, and people were gonna definitely start making it into a huge joke. But this movie was not a joke. It did have the seriousness of the Vampire Academy book, and I did really enjoy it. And if I had to give this a star rating, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It did have a lot of things that I liked about this book, so I will discuss those things first, and then after I do that, I will discuss what I didn't like about the movie. The thing that I think I loved the most about the movie is they really showed the sisterhood of Lissa and Rose. The actresses who played Lissa and Rose also did a good job, and they had a great chemistry together. Also, I have a lot of love for this book because of the complexity and the different vampires and all the different storytelling of this book. They spend a large amount of the movie creating the plot and the mystery, and I really am glad that they did that. I also like the references they put in there to technology and also Twilight. So for technology, Rose has to go back to Vampire Academy, and she's complaining. She's like, "Goodbye, iPhone 5." And I don't know, I thought that was funny. And then also in the scene where she's with Jesse and she's about to make out with him, he's wondering what the outside world was like. And he's like, "What are hashtags?" And I was just like, oh, clueless vampires. And also I said that I like the references to Twilight. Rose was saying that these vampires don't sparkle, and there's also another reference that I can't quite remember, but I liked that they showed that this isn't Twilight, okay? We are going to reference to it because we are different from Twilight. I really respected their choices to put that in the movie, and yes. Thumbs up. I also liked the little details that they put in this movie. They also made Lucy Fry, who plays Lissa, they made her wear colored contacts for her green eyes, and that's just like a signature trademark for the Dragomir family. So I'm really, really glad that they decided to make her do that, and it really just sold me on this movie. This also really stuck close to the book. I mean, it was fast-paced, but it really just put in a lot of the scenes. I can't remember any scenes that weren't really in there except a few lines that I'll discuss in a little later. I also liked how they decided to do the bonds between Lissa and Rose. Basically, they would make Rose's eyes a different color, and then it would make effects and show Lissa and Christian in the room, and Rose would talk to herself about what she's thinking of it all, and I think they did that just so we knew what Rose was thinking, and I respect them for doing that, and I think they did a good job with that. Towards the end, when they're trying to rescue Lissa, they had Christian set the Psy Hounds on fire, and it was such a cool scene. I also like the ending where Rose and Dimitri are talking about how Dimitri lied to her about his feelings for her, and so Rose is like, "Can you give me one last kiss?" And she goes up to him, and she's almost about to kiss him, and then she flips him over, and I'm just like, good job, Rose. I wasn't expecting that because I don't really remember that in the book. I really enjoyed that because the whole movie she's trying to catch him off guard. I also liked the very end. It's basically where they zoom up on one Strigoi, and then it shows Sonia as a Strigoi. They're all like, "Soon, just wait," and then it goes off farther into their little cave, and we see all these Strigoi in one cave outside the academy, and we're just like, what is gonna happen? And oh my god, I really hope they make a second movie because I want to see that all go down. Alright, so now on to things that I didn't quite like about the movie. My major dislike for this movie was that they didn't include my two favorite lines. My two top favorite lines were not in this movie. And these are the lines that I remembered from reading the book that I read 3 years ago. To have remembered those quotes, they really had something special, and they didn't include them, and I was kind of sad. And Rose only called Dimitri comrade once, and I was kind of upset by that. But in the beginning of the movie, they had some weird text overlays on the screen for Moroi, Strigoi, and Dhampirs. I mean, I know we wanted to know how it was spelled if you haven't read the books, but like, I thought it was kind of tacky putting it over, and they made it move across the screen. So I was like, I don't really like this, but you know. And they also did that when they were introducing how the Moroi had powers. Like, we know how water and fire and air and earth are spelled, so you didn't have to put that there. When Rose and Natalie get Mia's computer, Rose admits to Natalie her feelings for Dimitri, and it was really forced. Like, it sounded like she was being compelled to say it, and it was kind of weird, so yeah, I didn't really enjoy that part. Now I'm going to just talk about how the actors did playing their parts. So Zoe Deutch plays Rose, and she just wasn't really comfortable with saying Rose's lines, and you can kind of tell as a viewer, and I didn't really like that. But I think she did a pretty okay job with playing Rose. And then Lucy Fry, I have seen her in quite a few shows, and in those shows she's played an alien and a mermaid, and in this movie she played a vampire. And I think vampire is her calling. She was terrible in those shows that I watched her, but she was a lot better in the Vampire Academy movie. So at first I wasn't okay with Danila playing Dimitri. Now that I've seen him act and play Dimitri, I did enjoy it, but I wish he was in there a little bit more so their relationship could develop a little bit more. Dominic Sherwood plays Christian, and he was the perfect person to play Christian. And when he set one of the guys on fire for talking bad about Rose, I was just like, I love you, and I was just laughing because I knew it was going to happen and who was doing it, and I loved Christian for that, and he was just so perfect playing Christian. I am really glad that they made this movie, and I'm pretty satisfied with how they did it. I really hope they do make a Frostbite movie so we can see the casting for Adrian. I swear, if Adrian's not perfect, then I am just going to be really, really upset. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Definitely give this movie a try if you are on the fence about it. And yeah, until the next time I see you all, bye!